So I just made a previous video, so let's see how the metrics contradicted in this video. And they will, because there's different people. I'm near a restaurant now, so different people have came and went since I've been here, so they're not going to be selling the same story. And uninstalling any software program that's trying to manipulate the same story. If I was a threat, you should never have to manufacture it. I would always be a threat. It wouldn't be he's a threat sometimes. When he turns left, he's a threat. When he turns right, he's not a threat. It'd be like, no, he's a threat all the time. So it's going to be pretty suspicious, because they've been working on being able to control my body now, getting the metrics where my feet walk, because every shoe, every piece of clothing is a device that could register you in a system. The rich people, they puppet the poor, basically, and manipulate and use these bodies. And it's a generational pedophile system, so even if you joined today, you would be a first generational pedophile. And so there'd be people, possibly like say 8 generational pedophile families, that are way more powerful than you would be. So you would have to condition your family to rape their family for generations, even before you get any real benefits, monetary benefits. And these people are hoping to live forever, so you'll never see it. There's way more people ahead of you. So they're trying to recruit people, and I'm trying to reform people, because most people don't want to hijack somebody's body or electronically rape them. Most people think rape is morally reprehensible.
Or a bagel.
So these delusional people, they'll have these kids that will show me their psyche, and they try to get these kids to want to fall in love with me in the future. And it's like, well, when I do have these surrogate kids, it's going to be with women then. I'm not thinking about future considerations. I'm going to be worried about that current reality. And most of these people that consciously know about me, because some of these people watching the video are probably apprehensive about some of the stuff I'm saying, but some of the people that really do believe and consciously know what my biology can do, they're going to be excluded, because they're trying to weed out the good inherent people that have no clue and that are currently being victimized by this system. That's who I'm trying to protect. And those are the people that I'm going to, in the future, possibly share my DNA with. It's a great risk, because no official king has ever shared his DNA with the masses on an industrial scale like I plan on. The Japanese emperor says he shares his DNA with the masses. We'll have to see. He just hacked my psyche. Nice bet. I'm probably going to lose, but it's only $4.75. He must have 2 pairs set. No, he did flop the straight. I'm going to have to stop calling, because I'm getting pretty darn accurate when I'm right, when I know they have me beat. So sometimes I call it just for the video. Alright, just an extra large dark roast. Double with milk. I'll just do a minute here.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great day.
I got an extra large. This is double with milk, right?
Sorry.
It's happened 4 times at Tim Hortons in the last day. I got the wrong coffee. Just suspicious. All you have to do is look at the screen and make it as you see it on the screen.
No, this is dark. Do you want this?
What's that? No, thank you. Yeah, I made a video earlier, but I deleted it, and but I was at another Tim Hortons, and they made the coffee wrong again. This is the 4th time within the last 24 hours that I had to get a new coffee. And I'm going to be able to prove that every one of them were electronically violating me, trying to register me in the system to steal my attributes. How do you stay in business if you make 4 coffees wrong? I only bought 4 coffees and all 4 of them sucked. And it's just coffee. Coffee... anybody can make a coffee company. Anybody can make a coffee company. Or a hamburger joint. Anybody can do it. Yeah, these statistic people, I didn't say statistic in my last video, but I can in this video. So pay attention to that. But these evil people, they think if they make you body have to go pee, they can control you. Nice bet. So I'm probably gonna lose, but nice bet. Hopefully he has the ace of hearts. You didn't hit the full house there yet. So there, I felt the sensation that I had to go pee twice, but I made it go away twice. But who wants to physically make their urine? When you have to go pee, I want to relieve my bladder, but I'm going to be able to show that people are shrinking and contracting my prostate to put pressure on my bladder. I'm a smart guy, a very smart guy. It's going to be hard. I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to be able to prove that aging is controlled right here in your brain and gray hair is controlled right here. So I can reduce gray hair by controlling that part of my brain, and aging's controlled here. So I'm not a doctor, but in the future, once doctors in medical science acknowledge that, it's going to be pretty strange when this guy's calling it out and there's going to be scientific proof. So the best thing to do is to allow me to not make it so I don't age. Don't intentionally age me, because it pollutes the planet, and it's hiding the truth. Let's see, because being okay, there he is. Let's see this one, because I did see one that looked an awful lot like my dad. He's riding a horse. This one right here. If you look at him, he looks like me and my dad. That's Muhammad. I'm not, but I'm related to ethnically. If they exist, I'm going to be related to these pivotal religious figures of all religions. So in the future, there's going to have to be a modern testament, if you will, for Christianity, and a modern Quran and Torah, etc., for all these religions to acknowledge my family's true bloodline since the Quran was published, document from the 700s until 2024 AD. The bloodline of my family and pivotal figures throughout, and science, because science could verify a lot of things. We have to acknowledge science, because that's one thing about religion is it tries to discredit science, but we can't discredit science. We could ideally use science to prove religion, some religious things, because the fact of the matter is you don't get everything, all the matter in the universe and everything, time, space, without an origin, without a miracle, and that would be God. God was the very first miracle when he spawned, or she spawned, into existence. That's all I know. So aspects of all religions are most probably right, especially the parallels, the human commonalities between all religions. That aspect is probably right. But some aspects of religion doesn't make sense to me. Like the Ten Commandments, for instance. Like it does, most of it makes sense to me, but thou shalt not steal doesn't seem like something that God would say. God would say, thou shalt share when you have abundant. That's what God would say. And God wouldn't say you couldn't eat a certain meat because your body wouldn't thrive off that particular meat if it was forbidden to you. In my opinion, anyways. But my opinion, a bus fare could get you on the bus. In some cases. So secretly, there's almost certainly a religion already about me, and which I wouldn't want. I'd rather be known as a philosopher than a religious figure. But I'm a spiritual being at the same time. I'm identify a lot of the spirituality of the indigenous culture, of how there was a creator. That's what I identify with, that there was a creator, there was a source, and basically leave only footprints. They're indigenous people, they're really respectful, most of them, to the land. They always campaign against big mines for disturbing the natural ecosystems, and they're not all about profit. On paper, anyways. And I found out through later on, like I didn't realize it at the time, but that my ex-wife was Métis. She looked Caucasian, and but I found out that she was Métis, and that didn't bug me at all, zero. But it might have bugged my mom at the time, because my mom was had racist beliefs, unfortunately, because the whole world did then. There was a lot of racial tension, more so than there is now. So I don't know if I would have had kids with my ex-wife if I would have found out that she was Métis, because just to please my mom. So if you're ever in that situation, do what's right for you. Don't worry about your parents. Because I love my kids. They're my world. When I split up with the funny thing is I was always like, hey, let's go to the big city so I can make some big bucks. And she never wanted to go to the big city. And then when I left her, she met a guy and then moved out of town to a bigger city. So we probably would have stayed together if I was allowed to be in a big city where there's more opportunity, where I could hustle. Because when I go to a big city like Toronto, New York, Los Angeles, I went to Tokyo, Moscow, London, any big city, Buenos Aires, Lagos in Nigeria, any of these big cities, I'm going to see opportunity. I'm going to see ways to make money and opportunity where if I grind for like a year or two, I could achieve 5 to 10 years worth of success. So I just got hacked there when I said success. I can't see success. Pretty strange. Okay, so this is not my pot to win, I don't think. Look at how that joint's burning. Joints only start burning this way since they legalized weed in Canada. Look how it's burning. It's canoeing, and it's not like I'm sucking. I was smoking while I was talking. You couldn't even tell that I was smoking, so it's not like I was drawing hard on the joint. been smoking 30 years now. I know what it's like. My experience from marijuana when it's atypical. And I no longer get high off marijuana. I did recently, a few days ago, for until I mentioned it. I think I posted a video. It's like, oh, I feel high. No, I don't. But I can feel the crystals. But ever since I mentioned it to a doctor that I prefer marijuana over pharmaceuticals, and 4 days later after that, I stopped getting high. At all. It doesn't matter how little I smoke, how much I smoke, how strong the weed is. I don't get high. I smoke it for psychological effects only. Because they're trying to take it away from me, the enjoyment away from me. So I'll never let them take the enjoyment away from me. They try to rig poker for me to lose. Sure, I end up losing. But I have an awful lot of fun out playing pots in the meantime. I'll probably never get poker famous because that's my goal, to advertise for this petition. And that's only because scouts are getting paid off not to, because I'm producing quality talent every video. And all you have to do is watch my videos. Almost every tournament I play in, you're gonna see me go, maybe not so much in the future, but in the past, because they're gonna rig it now in the future. I can see them try to rig it, but in the past, you'll see how I'm one of the top leaders, chip leaders, relatively easily in the tournament. And then sometimes I even predict my downfall, not to a science. I can't say, okay, by an hour and a half, I'm gonna be out of the tournament with $180 in bounties, but I was in a $100 tournament, and I could tell based on my past results, past performance that I was allowed to play, that once I started trending down, they never have let me recover after that. So I chipped up from 25K to about 150K in the $100 tournament. Then once I start trending down to 100K, I said, it was about 45 minutes into the video, I said that it's unlikely that I'm gonna finish in the money, because I'm trending down. Even though I played solid play, but it's predictable. Whereas I have the skill. I once in a real money tournament, it was something like 2,000 chips you got, and after the first hand I had 20 chips, and I came back and won the tournament, a real money tournament, with 20 chips. So I have the skills to do it at any point in time. And so it's suspicious that I've never, once I start trending down, and all my hand history and video proof will show this, how I'm dominating most of the tournaments, and then metadata is going to show how people interfere, and then I start trending down, especially if I call it out on film. They don't like people calling their shots, so if I'm saying I'm going to dominate this table, it's less likely to happen. Even though if you watch my videos, I dominate almost every table I sit at. Almost every single table I sit at. Very rarely do you see me dominated. And if they do dominate me, I suspect that they're cheating. Because that means I'm bluffing infrequently, and they're calling all my bluffs. They're folding to all my big hands. So they're folding when I have hands. They're calling when I'm bluffing. It's pretty suspicious. It's not suspicious if it happens once in a while, but if you're randomly bluffing, say 1 set of 18 times or some random number, and they catch you every time, be suspicious. Either the person's a really, really, really good player, or they're cheating. And sometimes they don't have enough experience with me where they could justify making these calls. If they make these calls, then they're a fish, basically. If you played for 5, you seen the guy play officially one hand, and now you're calling him with a pair of fours in this scenario, if I'd never made any plays against that guy previously, but the very first play I make against him, he makes a weak call with a pair of fours and happens to be right, that's suspicious. Whereas if you have hand history with the guy, some previous experience against him, say 10, 15 minutes or a half hour of watching him play and seeing what he does, and then you make the call with the fours and you're right, then that's more credible. But the very first hand, you're either a fish or you're cheating. All you have to do is watch any of my videos and you'll see a consistent pattern. When I'm heads up with the guy, maybe I'll change in the future going forward since I'm calling it out right now, but when I'm heads up with the guy, they usually quit or I take all their money. Every single time. But I did post the video, play money. Even though I dominated at the 50K play money table, I dominated the guy at the beginning of the video. But then I went to the 10K play money table, and then the guy was playing suspiciously well. So I most likely think he was cheating. He was playing better than real money players at the weakest play money table. If he was such a good player, why is he at the weakest table? Because he was cheating. I always play at the hardest table I could afford. To get my experience at that level. What's the point of trying to dominate the 2-cent table and then always lose at the 25-cent table? So I'd rather sit at the highest level table that I could afford, usually, and then and risk. Usually like I did this time, I keep a couple bucks so I could go to the smallest table if I have to. But I'm willing to risk. Let's see what my bankroll is here. So $16.94. So I'll probably do that. Say risk 10 bucks, 10, 12 bucks. Depends on how far I decide to go on the slider. But I always go to the biggest stack tables because when you get lucky, you want to be your luck to happen at the bigger tables than not at the smaller tables. So that's about good enough for me. $13.95. So that leaves me $2. It'd be different if I had thousands of bucks, but what's 20 bucks? 20 bucks in poker, you're not gonna retire. It's entertainment. But now I need to, instead of getting unlucky in one hand, it would take potentially, I could rebuy and sit at another table, so I would have to get unlucky multiple times. So I've been mentioning how my cough has been different in the videos, so they're trying to figure out ways to suffocate me and simulate that the coughing is normal. And I could tell this by my cough pattern over the last week. So any of my videos, all you have to do is listen until once I mention that they're coughing in the video, and then analyze the cough sound afterwards. And then the metadata would find all the technology and dispatch the people that are trying to suffocate the king. Failing to do so is dereliction of duty when all their systems tell them that I'm the boss. And the coolest thing about being me is I say this to covertly dispatch people, but those are the people with license to kill officially. That's the official mandate. And for other people, I say to kill their violators with their thoughts only. And I say this on social media. I post it on videos, and I've never been approached by the government. Because they know once I walk into the office as a small man, but I come out the most powerful man on the planet. Every single time. Maybe not that day, but that process would be initiated. Because all I need is any sort of public court record to get them to deny that I have evolution, and then prove it in the future to discredit everybody. Everybody. So I need to get these doctors to say, hey, yeah, no, he didn't have special DNA. We didn't know. And then destroy their careers. Everything. Take every single cent that they've ever made off me in the black market and destroy their lives. Erode their legacies. Because most of them are, they're basically androids. You think they're doctors, but there's basically a computer software program that makes them seem like they're smarter than you. As a kid, I used to look up at them like they were geniuses until I became an adult, and then most of the time it's like, okay, they're idiots. It's like, I know my biology better than this doctor knows my biology. As do you. You should know your biology. I'm 46, so you should know your biology by now at 46. You should know the first of its kind pains. You should understand how your body feels. And so a doctor is just performing a service. So if you don't, especially in Canada, but in the States, even more so because it's privatized, but they're only performing a service. So if you don't like their opinion, get a second opinion. It's like, are you going to go to a mechanic that's going to rip you off? Or are you going to go to get a second opinion, go to another mechanic that's going to treat you right? That's how people should treat their doctors. It's like, sure, I value your opinion, but you're a human and you could be wrong. I know my biology more than you know my biology. So that being said, it's listening to your biology. Like if you're in your 40s and all of a sudden you get indigestion more frequently, that could be a sign of a heart condition that you need to look at. Now, if you take those steps in your 40s, you might now live to be 80 instead of dying in your 60s. So you got to listen to your biology. Listen to the changes in your biology. And like for me, weight-wise, I'm going to prove that it was hacked in the future, but I got up to a point where I was 220 pounds. And the ideal weight for my height was supposed to be something like 168 pounds, but that's too skinny for me. I feel like I'm gaunt, and I don't like it. It's not my natural weight. My natural weight is probably about 185 pounds to 200 pounds. Then I feel healthy. Anything less than that, I feel skinny. Anything more than that, I feel fat. But anyways, I got up to 220, and I realized at that point, if I don't make any changes in my life, I'm going to be 260, 280, 300, and I could potentially just keep on going if I don't make any proactive changes at that point in time. So I did, and I'll just show you now. This is what I'm documenting my stomach here, because they do use fat tech on me, so my weight will fluctuate. Even though I only eat basically maybe 1.5 times a day. I almost never get hungry. Almost never get hungry. I only eat because I know my body needs it and I should eat. Is usually when I eat. Every once in a while my stomach growls, don't get me wrong, but very rarely is it like, am I hungry and do I feel hungry? Hunger, I guess. I'm lucky because I'm Canadian, so even though I'm impoverished, food is not, I never have to worry about food in Canada. That's the good thing about being Canadian. Even though I was homeless, I never had to worry about food. Ever. There's always going to be some church, some Salvation Army, some form of help, which is awesome in Canada and first world countries. But at the same time, they secretly violate these poor people with their free food. So that isn't awesome at all. And it could all be proven. And the best thing is they have this artificial intelligence system, and I'm the only person on earth that can psyche condition the entire system at will whenever I want to. So what they do is, because I've done it multiple times today, and I've only did it maybe 15 times in my life, but I've done it at least 6 times today. And every time I do it, they try to fool the system that they're me and that they're able to do it, but nobody's biology is able to do it but mine. Because as much as I love my kids, they only have 50% of my DNA. King 9, this is a terrible hand if you're new. But there's quite a bit in the pot, so 37 cents to win 211. But I didn't improve. Completely missed, I guess would be the best way to say it. 71 cents. That's kind of suspicious. $1.42, so I'm not going to make a move. But I don't think this guy wins. I think this guy wins. Let's see how it plays out. I think this guy might fold. If he raises, then he might have the winner. So he might have the winner. Let's see. This is a big juicy pot. Let's see how it develops. So somebody most likely has a flush draw, possibly ace. No, I guess they couldn't have ace 10 of diamonds. But possibly have ace 10 or a set. So the flush missed. Faded snaps might have the flush. Let's see what Twishy does. I think he might have 2 pair, depending on the bet. Let's see what the bet is. The backdoor straight came in, which is nice and juicy when you hit. I want to see these cards. Call. That was a nice bet. I think he's folding though. So he did have the flush draw. That was a nice call with the jacks.
Since I don't get high off marijuana, I smoke them like they're cigarettes. But this is how a joint typically burns. But even when I did mention it, it did start to canoe on the side. I thought that I was going to show the joint, and then I'm going to be able to prove this metadata-wise, that they tried hacking the weed to make it canoe down that one side. Because my mind, before I project the thoughts, so they're able to see the projection and manipulate some artificial intelligence system, basically. Because I have to slow down my train of thought to be able to express myself for most people to understand. I think too fast. Like, I've only seen it for brief periods of time, but my brain is so fast that I almost read at paragraphs at a time, not words at a time. But I could see and process almost all the words in a paragraph. So I can almost scan my eyes down a page and I'd be able to read and absorb that page's worth of information. But I've only seen that aspect of my brain for maybe 7 seconds of my life. That's how restricted they have my brain. My actual attributes, I've never felt my attributes 100%. There's some sort of system that's restraining, so they might give my physicality where I physically feel stronger, but then they make me like I have a gravitron, so now I feel like 1,000 pounds. Whereas I don't have my agility that I normally have. Or my brain isn't being, I still feel pain, so I know they're restricting me. Because I got a needle done after I found out I had this evolutionary DNA. And the needle, I watched the needle go in my arm, and I looked down and she was done, and I didn't even feel the pain. Didn't feel it go in my skin at all. I was like, wow, you're done. And I had a paper cut, I even seen the wound try to heal almost instantaneously. And the artificial intelligence at the time wasn't sophisticated enough, so it couldn't keep it open as fast as my biology wanted to close it. So they've been developing this technology for years. I used to clot when I bled. I would clot almost immediately, and now when I cut myself shaving, I bleed profusely. It's because of the royal family, the hemophiliacs. They're trying to make it appear that I'm a hemophiliac. They developed technology to eat my white blood cells, so I'll redirect it to anybody that's ever developed technology to eat my white blood cells, redirect it back to those people, excluding my 2 children. But they're hijackers. Get in their hijackers. Cause yeah, I used to, when I cut myself, I cut off even a skin tag, and they say don't cut off a skin tag because you could bleed to death. I cut off a skin tag and it stopped bleeding within 15 minutes. 15 minutes, it stopped bleeding. It was annoying me, so I cut it off. But now if I cut I'm nervous to cut myself because they've developed technology where I might not clot and bleed. I'd end up bleeding more than I normally would, basically. So, and the coolest thing is there's going to be old blood samples that are going to contradict newer blood samples of mine. So I have science by the balls. It doesn't matter what they do, I'm going to come up with a more logical explanation to why it makes sense from my unique perspective. I'm going to see it. They're going to be covering everywhere they can, but I'm going to see the 5-hole or the weak love side. And that's pretty hard because they would be physical stains, so it's not like it's a liquid plasma that they could alter the nanotechnology in the plasma anymore. And possibly my stool samples there's going to be a difference in my DNA. And the awesome thing about me is every single cell I produce is this evolutionary data. So they have to try to make every single cell appear to be like a regular human biology cell, which costs a lot of money. Costs billions of dollars a day to hide evolution, to hide the truth from the public. Just so these pedophile rapists could continue to leech off my biology. They want to live forever, and they want good people to come and go like seasons. So I'm never going to share my DNA. I'm never going to have kids until I have privacy of thought. I have all my attributes. My kids have all their attributes. And I don't feel pain anymore. I feel as strong as I naturally should. I feel like an elastic band where I could, because I could jump kick ceilings. And so I should be able to jump kick at least 9-10 feet high. Do a spin kick probably 10 feet high. And some crazy acrobatics. And then my mind needs to be at least 40 times faster than what it is now. I need to be able to read paragraphs at a time and absorb the information without being hacked. Because within the last 4 years, they've been working on hacking names and faces in my mind. So these anonymous enemies, they can hide. But at the same time, then they're offended that I forget their name or their face. Then they get offended that I don't recall them. And it's like, well, why would you contribute to the problem and hack my mind so I forget names and faces, and then be offended in the future when I forget how to pronounce your name or your name at all? And it's these famous people, so I love it because I don't even care about famous people. They're all evil. Most of them are evil individuals that rape their fans. They use and violate their fans. They're filthy. They're creatures to me. So let's see if I can rally back. I want to do something spectacular, but I'm at the 25-cent table. So it would be awesome right now. I'd rather be at the final table of a tournament because that's when everybody's firing on all cylinders. It's usually the cream of the crop. Sometimes the strong players get eliminated, but usually it's the people that are playing the best that day and that are running the luckiest. And there's some great folds, some great plays. Okay, he has position over me, so I'm gonna fold. It's fun at the cash table. I love the cash games because you could always leave. I'm gonna be leaving in a couple minutes, so I can stop playing, and then it's not like I'm no harm, no foul. But at a tournament, I'd be stuck in the tournament for until I'm in there. You want to be stuck in the tournament as long as possible. So let's see. Does he have the Queen of Diamonds? Okay, so what's this guy doing? Okay, $1 raise. I don't normally do this, so hopefully it works out. Good luck me. I'm probably going to lose by the river if he doesn't already have 2 pair. Nice. So that's not bad. I almost tripled up. That's the best thing about cash games is I had 12 bucks and I almost have, well, I have 31 bucks, so triple up would have been 36. And then I could walk away. I could leave and I'd be good for a bit. Whereas at a tournament, you have to play for a couple hours before you start making money. But unless you're in a bounty tournament. That's why I prefer bounty tournament. I do want to see, but it's a lose and play long run to call. Because in this scenario, if you call, even though I have position, this guy could raise all in, so I'd forfeit the $3. Because the chances are I'm not going to call the 31 if he raised all in with 90 suited. You shouldn't, at least, most of the time. But would I have gotten lucky? So I would have got lucky. If it was just me and this guy, I would have called. But since there was another guy to react after me, it wasn't advantageous, I thought, at that time to call. In the future, maybe I'll play it differently, but at that time I didn't think it was worth it. A little psychology here, do a couple of these. Okay, so I'm gonna fold. It's not my pot to win. Chances are somebody has a higher diamond, or they could have the flush. So even if I hit the flush, I'm probably gonna lose. So the straight would be likely a loser as well if the queen came. So I'm gonna fold. I'm just going to show the complete lack of common sense in a second here. You could go to most cities, but look, this is a bus stop. Okay, so there's some garbage, there's some garbage, there's some more garbage, there's a whole bunch of garbage, there's some garbage there, there's some garbage here, there's some garbage here. Here's some more garbage. Now, where there's garbage, where's the garbage can? There's a bus stop there. I see garbage over there. There's no garbage can. No garbage can anywhere in vicinity of places where people are likely to go eat, especially by restaurants, and have garbage. That's how little common sense most politics is concerning me. And people would be appalled that the government secretly violates you if you litter or spit. A completely biological reaction is the spit. And why, even if it's a fine, unless there's a criminal offense for spitting, then if my body's hacked, because I'd be able to prove that it's nanotechnology, even if it was a criminal offense, I would keep the DNA sample and prove it in court that there's nanotechnology in it. But it's a physiological response. When you have phlegm in your throat, why would you want to swallow that bacteria and put it back into your system when your body's saying, hey, get this disgusting thing out of your body? That's why God made us, or evolution made us, spit, to project it out of our body, to get these toxins out of our body. But that being said, you could have some class when doing it. But I'm not gonna swallow, especially technology. For me, like, I spit all the time, because if I don't spit and I swallow it, they're gonna reinstall technology in my body. I'm trying to get that technology out of my body. So even when I spit, they try to reinstall the technology in my body. So in the future, always uninstalling and dispatching the people that are trying to suffocate the truth. That have official license to kill privileges. Okay, what's this guy gonna do? Does he have a bigger hand? He's gonna hit these. He didn't. Nice. Okay, made me sit out. I did kind of want to sit out, but I just want to see how much money I have. So 55. So that's not bad. I was gonna leave. I'm leaving right now, anyways. But I had 12 bucks, and now I built up to 55 bucks. That's all right. That's the good thing about poker. You could earn. I put 30 bucks on or something like that today, so I basically doubled my money, and I have $15 in tournament entries already paid for. I mean, a $5 tournament and a $10 tournament. Anyways, need your help to go to www.change.org/technology and watch the videos, read the petition. There is subliminal images in the petition, so be careful. Like, just know that you're likely to be watched, and the only way to protect yourself is to sign it, share it on social media, contribute money to get it on the agenda in your country. Because failing to do so, I'm telling you about it, so you're already being watched. If you're watching this video, you hear about it. You could deny reality, but you can't deny the consequences of denying that reality. So you could pretend this technology doesn't exist, or you could do something about it and help protect yourself. And by doing that, you go to www.change.org/technology, sign it, share it on social media, contribute money to get it on the agenda, and tell as many people as you can about it to make it go viral. Word of mouth advertising. They say one person tells 12 people, so those 12 people tell 144 people, etc. So word of mouth advertising to get this virally known worldwide, so we can privatize our thoughts, because our thoughts, my thoughts are supposed to be just between me and God. Not, since I'm Christian, not the Roman Catholic Pope who pretends to be God, or a Muslim caliph pretending to be God. Not any human pretending to be God. The God that imbued my soul at conception is my God. The creator of life, existence, is my God. That's the God I'm fighting for my soul. I don't care about my body. I care about my soul. My soul could have multiple bodies in multiple lifetimes, but you get one soul. So always fight for your one soul. Never sell your soul to the devil. This is a devil system that I'm trying to reveal, and it's evil. You're going to be seduced by celebrity, the most beautiful celebrities, but you got to understand there's ugly people, and there's children behind there. So you might sexually have relationships with these celebrities now because of this, but there's thousands of other ugly people that you never would want to have sex with that are now able to feel your body in sexual relations with. They're going to try to make you cheat. They're going to try to break you every possible way. But all you have, you got to care about your own soul. It's not, sometimes it's not your spouse, not your kids, not your brother or sister, not your parents. It's your own soul. Not your country's soul, particularly. It's your own soul. Because they try to infiltrate families, and where they have one family member preying on other family members. So it could be some of the closest people that you love deeply, but they don't love you. You got to realize it. If they're using you and they're trying to kill you, they don't love you. So it doesn't matter what your relationship is with them. If they're secretly trying to kill you, you have to defend yourself at that point, and do what's most prudent, and defend anybody that finds out about that. That's an innocent person would be able to defend against their violators with lethal force just by their thoughts. All they have to do is think, I want to kill my electronic violators, and then they would be permitted to kill their violators. Because we need to defend our bodies and our mind, our physicality. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day.